Well, a light dusting of snow in Kuma last night.
Fine, there you were. Didn't recognise you, do you?
Right, breakfast with Mick. He knows everybody here. He's talking to everybody. Sunday morning, leaving Kuma. It's 10 to 10 and it is 3.5 degrees outside, which explains the very slow start. I've just had a really lovely breakfast with Mick at Lott's Cafe. The coffee there really is superb. Oh, it's down to 3 degrees, the car tells me. So Mick has suggested that I give Middlingbank a go, and so that's Lake Eucumbene, and you get to Middlingbank by going on the road to Bakandera. So we passed the turning yesterday on our way to Bakandera. And I've been thinking a little bit about what I'm going to fish, so if it's not too windy, I think today I'm going to rig up my RL Winston Super 10-foot 3-weight, and I'm going to fish that with my 4-weight Rio Perception line. I'm going to overweight the rod, give that a go, just for something different, and it gives me an opportunity to fish my beautiful, very underused Ari Heart reel. Let's see how that goes. Wow, it is windy and it is cold. I'm going to set my timer for 3 hours, see if I can last that long. And this is no time for a 3-weight or a 4-weight. I'm just going to go 6-weight. But I might do 6-weight floating. Might get out of the wind in that bay over there. See how it goes. Catch a fish in this wind. It's going to be pretty epic. Take a look at this. Weber temperature check. Outside 5. And in the water 7. These old yabby beds are quite clear. Quite easy to see. Mick and I met 2 fishermen yesterday who had caught and gutted some fish, and they said they were full of yabbies. So I've walked along Middlingbank back towards Kuma basically, and eventually you get to this barbed wire fence and this bay here with this beautiful looking soak. So I'm gonna give this a go. And finally I've managed to get out of the wind. So let's see if I can get something here. Some guys fishing on a boat over there, they're very brave. And then back in that inlet there on the left, that's Middlingbank and where I've parked. And over there, that's Bakandera. I can actually see the caravan site for Bakandera over there. Well. That is amazing. That is beautiful. How about that? Beautiful silvery brown. Right, barbless hook. Happy days, guys. Happy days. Wow, that's great. So caught that little brownie on my Scott G series, the new Scott G series, 8'8" for a 6-weight, with my Ross Evolution LTX reel, the 5.6, and a Rio Predator line. And then I've got a 9-foot 3x leader with 4 feet of 4x on the end of it. And I caught this fish on the same fly that I caught on Friday evening, which is a jig streamer. It's got a jig hook and it's got little rubber legs. It's black, probably a tungsten bead, quite small. And I don't know, does that, what does that represent? I don't really know. But maybe it represents a mud eye or something like that. Happy days. So this brown area here is called a soak, and this is where water comes off the land. You actually see running water over there, and it flows into the lake. And this is a very nutrient rich area, and apparently the fish, you can sometimes find fish where the soaks meet the lake. Maybe the soaks lead to nutrients, which leads to weeds, which leads to life, and that attracts the fish. So that's thanks to Jared for a little bit of info there on soaks. So I didn't manage 3 hours of fishing, but I've managed 2 hours, which is not too bad. It is freezing. Call out to these fingerless gloves, these possum gloves from Essential Fly Fisher in Launceston. These gloves are an absolute game changer. So I'm going to walk back to the car, which is just over there, and call it a day. Call it a weekend, actually. So this is quite a visible soak. You can see the water actually flowing here in this case. And then that's the sort of the richness of the soak on its way into the lake, and you can actually see here all the algae, all the life. Look at the size of that yabby claw. Wow, that is huge. Beautiful high bank here. I would think in the right conditions you'd be able to spot fish from this high bank. All the way there, all the way along that edge. There's almost a little drop off. Beautiful. Yeah, look at this edge here for spotting trout. Wow. Be a lot of fun on a wind still day. Beautiful. The more I fish, the more I realize how important it is to identify the color changes from the lighter to the darker, and to fish on those edges over there. You can very clearly see the drop off all the way down there. I suppose this is another form of soak. Doesn't have the weed growth of the other one, but a soak nevertheless. There's another very clear soak. My car is parked just over there. Still some snow on the ground. This is the entrance to Buckandera, and it's actually controlled by a boom gate. And I know that Mick had a pin code yesterday, so not sure how that all works. Looks like they've got diesel and unleaded 91. And this is the office. Here we go. If you want to buy a cabin, that's where cabin sales are listed. Really good. How are you? There we go. There's Mick's advert for Mick. Nice collection of flies. And then if you get desperate, really comprehensive collection of power bait. What a beauty. Got some basic food items here. and ice creams for the kids, frozen bread, and cool drinks. They've got gas, firewood, and ice. And over there, a whole bunch of kangaroos. So the reason for the code is so they can track who is coming in and out of the park, because it is a caravan park, and they want to know who's coming in and out. But there isn't any cost to getting a day code. So the very friendly lady inside reception has given me a code. So I'm going to take a little drive around. Have a look at it.
So what do you tell people? You know, people look at these brushy rhododendron lined streams and they want to fish like a 6 or 6.5 foot rod. What do you tell the people that want a short rod for small streams?
You know, I'm not going to tell you not to fish a short rod, but I will tell you that you'll be able to reach a lot more things and likely get a much better drift with a longer rod.
If I'm fishing a creek and I'm consistently casting with only 10 or 15 feet of line out of the rod tip, I'm casting roughly half the mass the rod was designed for, and
Yeah.
we offset that by overrating the line itself.